creatives, as much as we're introverted, I believe a lot of us are extroverted, that they enjoy talking to people, communicating. And that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, is as much as I enjoy it as a networking tool and for branding, it's at its core, just to catch up with friends, right? Colleagues. It's an excuse to have a chat, have a sit down, because everyone's so busy with their lives, right? But just setting aside an hour a day is just an amazing opportunity. And like you said, we're so fortunate. And not that I'm not grateful or anything, but I do have those moments where I have to remind myself, like, there's a lot of people that can't go full force into their craft. You know what I mean? Like, they have to, work a job maybe on the side, kind of like what we were discussing on the last podcast about, how we're giving ourselves that opportunity to really, see where we can go with this. And, I have friends, or I have people that I've worked with where they're working multiple jobs while doing this. You know what I mean? And it's like, I should be appreciative. I think what I'm trying to get at is you should always be appreciative of whatever you possess or whatever you have or you experienced. Too many of us get caught up like, oh, this project, I didn't do this project yet, or I didn't connect with this artist yet. And it's like, your time will come and your path is different. Like, you got to compare with yesterday. Your progress, for example, is very different than mine. The Ontario Dental Health Association, that's a huge milestone for yourself, right? And whatever I experienced with regards to like getting accepted to a film festival, like, that's a milestone for myself. It's not always going to be the same. You know what I mean? Like, you can never compare an artist's journey, as proven with the heroes we look up to. There's not one biography where it's like, oh, they did the same thing. That's crazy. Like, it's just like, like what happened? They went to the same school and they graduated and they, you know what I mean? It's like, no, everyone has a different story. People start later, people start early. People go through traumas, and a big thing that I think you can agree on as well, because I commended you on being positive. Positivity, what I learned recently is, it's not necessarily being happy all the time. It's just the hope, or that the conviction that things will be okay or get better. And I think that's the best way, because I always used to think like, oh, when people say stay positive, it's like, well, how happy can I be? Like, I can't always be happy. Like, there's just like, life gets in the way, right?
Of course,
And
yeah.
I think it's just that the wish in your heart that you just know, you know what I mean? Like, that sense of hope. You just know things will work out, if you just keep persisting, keep trying.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to stay insanely focused. And you have to believe that you're going to get to that goal that you want to get to. It's I always say everybody's path is different, and even as you were mentioning
For
just
sure.
now, everybody's path is different to success, right? But the one thing that people forget to do is they forget to enjoy the journey to it.
Mhm.
How do you look up at the stairs and you just say, okay, let me get there, but you forget to walk up every single step that leads you to that point, right? Just being able to kind of appreciate it. And again, I have my days where I may feel self-doubt, or I may feel down, um, and it's a human emotion. It's okay to feel that. It's
Yeah.
okay to feel that, but don't let it affect you moving forward.
Yeah.
Energy is huge. The energy that you radiate is one of the strongest things. It's kind of like the minute you walk into a room, or even on a Zoom, you can sense somebody's energy.
Yeah.
Somebody who is not happy and somebody who's frustrated and angry, as much as they try and shield that and hide that, you're going to feel that energy from them,
Yeah. It's
right?
true, man.
And the same thing will apply when you go into an audition room and you're just down and you're angry and you're upset. They're going to sense that. And again, this is a business, and they are huge on low risk management.
Yeah.
So when they say low risk management, they want to hire the talent that is going to do the job really well,
Hmm.
be easy to work with,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because as soon as a camera stops cutting, or even while it's going,
Yeah.
they need to be able to like you. You know what I mean? They need to be able to like you. It goes down
Yeah.
to a human level,
Of
right?
course.
Do I like this person? Can I work with them? Right? So yeah,
Yeah, no, and you make a good point, right? Like, that low risk management kind of aspect. Creativity is so delicate as it is, so fragile. And you've been on sets where it's like, God forbid you have someone that's just a pain in the ass to work with. It could hinder like a whole production. because that energy, first of all, you can't even get it in the performance or get the person to focus. And also it affects, it's intoxicating. It affects other actors, it affects the crew, and no one really feels like being there, right?